Okay. Hi, everybody. This is take two. I think I figured it out. Google Earth and Chromebooks load really slow, which you've always told me that, but I really realized it because I'm on my Chromebook right now. We're going to have a virtual field trip of of Constantinople and the Byzantine Empire. So, what to expect? Are you ready for a virtual field trip to learn about Constantinople? You will travel and tour important historic sites up close using Google Earth. Make sure to use Chrome as your browser. If you're using a tablet or a smartphone, download the Google Earth app, which, if you want to do that, I'm totally cool with. Google Earth will allow you for 360-degree views, so pan around to take advantage of the spectacular sights. So let's begin. Launch Google Earth. Now, guys and ladies, I tried doing that, and that's why this is take two of the video. You can try this. It says using the search bar, type in the name of your school or school address. This is your starting location. Next, using the search bar, type in Istanbul to travel to the location. What I did was, and let me get down there. I'll show you when I get there. Two questions to get us started. What do you know? So tell me one or two things about the city of Constantinople. So you're going to click on the box, type in 1 to 2 sentences, any font, make it a size that we can read, and tell me one or two things that you already know about Constantinople that we've learned. Then, in the second box, you're going to type 1 to 2 questions or 1 to 2 things in complete sentences, in a couple sentences, that you want to learn from this virtual field trip. Okay, so those are your first 2 questions. Then you're going to actually move on. Where is Constantinople? Constantinople was founded by Constantine the Great in 330. It was once the ancient city of Byzantium and became the new capital of the Eastern Roman Empire. Today, this city is known as Istanbul. Istanbul is the most populated city in the country of Turkey, which is highlighted in red on the map. So you can see it right there. Okay, so we're going to scroll down, and our first stop is going to be the walls of Constantinople. Okay, so the walls of Constantinople. The ancient city of Constantinople was known for a series of defensive walls. These strategically placed walls, known as the Theodosian walls, or the walls of Constantinople, surrounded the city. So you're going to click for protection. You're going to click on Explore, and it's going to give you a link to Google Earth. And hopefully, since I already loaded, it'll load a little bit faster. That thing keeps popping up. Processing request. It may take a little bit. I was looking to see what it said. Okay, so what it's going to do is it's going to take you eventually to the walls of Constantinople, which I got to. And you can see the walls, and then you can, there's like pictures and there's locations, and you can play around with this. It's going to load slowly, so I apologize. So there's some more of the walls. Okay, there's some more of the walls. So, there we go again. Okay, so then you're going to click on the next slide, and it's going to, So the defensive system was made up of 3 walls. The outermost wall was surrounded by a ditch that could be flooded to create a moat. Behind the first wall was a second wall with towers and a firing platform. Behind the second wall was the third, massive inner wall that was used as the final defense. This wall was 16 feet thick and nearly 40 feet high. These walls helped protect the city from the siege for nearly 800 years. And then click on it, and you'll look around and it'll show you that. Okay. Then on the 10th slide, you're going to have 2 questions. What observations did you make as you toured the wall of Constantinople? So, what were you looking at? What came to your mind? So, tell me 1 to 2 things. Then, describe how the city changed over time based on what you saw. So, now you're making a prediction. So, what do you think? How did the city change? Like, Did certain buildings go up? Did certain things like did they have more than one cathedral? Did they have more protection? So you're going to answer each of these questions in 1 to 2 sentences. Okay. Then step 2, the Hippodrome of Constantinople. We heard about the Hippodrome. Now we're going to learn about it. Okay. So the hippodromes were arenas for chariot racing. In Greek, the word hippos means horse and dromos means path. The Hippodrome of Constantinople could accommodate over 100,000 spectators. The few remains of the Hippodrome of Constantinople are part of the Sultanahmet Square in the city of Istanbul. So if you click, it's going to give you an aerial view. Okay, we'll see if it loads. Okay, I'm going to let it load, and I'm going to go back and give you some more instruction. Uh-oh. There we go. Chromebooks are so slow. I get it now, guys and ladies. I'm right there with you. Okay. And I think the internet's slow today, too. So it's Friday. It's ready to take a break like all of us. Okay. So, Hippodrome. Here's a little bit more facts about it. The Hippodrome events included chariots pulled by teams of 4 horses. A typical race was 7 laps. The Hippodrome events were the center of the city's social life. It was common to place bets on the races. Spectators were often loyal to their team and distinguished themselves between racing colors of blue or green. These rivalries led to riots. The Nika riot in 532 killed thousands within the Hippodrome of Constantinople. So, and you'll click on it and it'll give you a simulation. Okay. Then you're going to go on and you're going to answer the questions of what did you find most interesting or surprising about the Hippodrome of Constantinople? And then the second question, describe the square today where the arena once stood. And that's each 1 to 2 questions, 1 to 2 sentences. Okay. I know some of you like to write more and I'm okay with that, but your bare minimum is 1 to 2 sentences. Okay. Then we're going to move on to Hagia Sophia. I know, isn't that a name? Hagia Sophia, which means holy wisdom in Greek, is a cathedral church built by the Byzantine Emperor Justinian in 532 to 537. It was built on a site of an earlier church. Over the course of almost 1,500 years, the church has served different political and religious functions. It has been a Catholic church, a museum, and in 2020, converted to a mosque and reopened for Muslim prayers. Okay, so you're going to click on Explore again. It'll take you to Google Earth. And I don't know why Google Earth is not loading today. It's not cooperating. So I'll work on that before we actually do this in class. Okay. All right. Then we're going to scroll down and Hagia Sophia is about 250 feet long and 230 feet wide. It sits beneath a dome 100 feet in diameter. This dome reaches nearly 185 feet from the ground and rests on 4 arches. There are openings to allow light inside, which creates the appearance that the dome is simply floating. The ceiling is covered in gold, as well as a sanctuary adorned with 40,000 pounds of silver mosaics and decorative marble exemplified Byzantine power and wealth. Okay, so you'll click on tour, it'll take you a little bit, it'll load. Okay, and then you have on slide 19 2 questions. Describe your surroundings as you explored the exterior of the Hagia Sophia. Now, remember, exterior is outside. So what did you see outside of the Hagia Sophia? Then, as you took a virtual tour of the interior. What did you notice or what stood out that was interesting or surprising? And you'll tell me. Now, guys and ladies, isn't it funny how in our packet from our text, it mentioned that it took things from Christianity, the Romans, and the Greeks, right? They mentioned domes. Okay. Wait till we get to the last stop. The last stop is aqueducts, right? So they copied off of people. So stop 4, the aqueducts of Valens. Okay, so the city of Constantinople was prone to drought in the summer and fall and received heavy rain in the winter. To maintain an adequate water supply, the city created a system of aqueducts and canals. Who's that like? The Romans. So did they actually change things up or did they borrow from others? Borrowed from Romans, right? Water was stored in open reservoirs or cisterns underground. Sorry about that. The system was completed in 368 under the Roman Emperor Valens. So here's your questions. And if you click, you'll explore and it'll take you. Okay. So your questions based on what you observed, in what ways has the city changed over time? So how does it look like what you see today? What do you think it's changed? And then describe the aqueduct of Valens using at least three adjectives. Now, I know that most of you know what an adjective is, but doesn't hurt to help. An adjective is a word that describes a noun. So an adjective would be like if we were talking about me, I would say I'm short. I'm a teacher, which teacher can be a noun, but it can also be used as, well, take that back. So short, funny, hardworking, those are words that describe me. So you want three adjectives that describe the aqueduct of Valens. And then to wrap it all up, go back to the questions you asked at the start of the virtual field trip. What answers did you find? So you have to have questions that you think you can actually find, and you cannot leave this blank. Okay. I know somebody's going to say, I didn't have any questions. Well, you didn't really know what Constantinople was. We didn't know what the Byzantine Empire was, and you didn't know what these places were. So until you got here, a lot of you. So you have to come up with something. Then the last question, in what ways has the virtual field trip helped you better understand the city of Constantinople? So 1 or 2 sentences for each of those answers. All right, so I will put on another little video. I'll add it in with a link that explains better how to make Google Earth work. I think part of it is it's loading slow on the Chromebooks, so it might take us a little time, but I will let you know. One thing loads, one thing doesn't. It's technology. You know how that goes. So if you have any questions while you're working on this, like if you're at home, besides it won't work, the videos or Google Earth won't work, then please feel free to ask me. Even if it's not working, shoot me an email and let me know. If you have a tablet or a phone, I would download Google Earth for this assignment because that might work a little bit better. All right, I will talk to you soon. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy the sunshine.